The Road Show this morning in the Buzz. Are you in a bad mood today?
No, actually.
No?
No.
How about you?
That's a mess.
That's a mess. Okay. Well, if you are, it turns out it could actually be good for you. Australians, yeah, who knew, right? Australian
Am I going to hit the lottery?
Not quite. Well, maybe.
Not that good.
They've published a study, Australian Science Journal, finding that being sad makes people less gullible.
Now, wait a minute. Mad or sad?
They say sad.
There's two different things.
They're saying it makes them less gullible, it improves their ability to judge others, and also boosts memory. Now, people in a negative mood were more critical of, paid more attention to their surroundings than happier people, who just kind of go do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, but no one will like you. And that's why you're able to memorize things easier, because you have less people to know.
Yeah, yeah. That's true.
I mean, it's just like, it's like, what do you have to remember? What you did.
But here's the other thing. They do also say that if you're a sad person, you're going to die earlier. It wasn't this study, but there have been other studies that say you're going to die earlier. You suffer from heart disease. You're more likely to suffer from heart disease and other.
I don't know if you know the answer to this. I'm going to ask you this. So, but does this mean? Are you consistently sad and angry, or does this mean that for a couple of days or a week you're that way, and as a result of that, you find yourself more able to remember these kinds of things?
Good question. I think this study has to do with general disposition.
Okay.
But I will say, in an unscientific study of one, times where I've been more cranky, I've picked up on little things that bug me and that I wouldn't normally notice if I was happy, because I would kind of let them roll off my back.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
So
see me.
Yeah, true.
But you know what? No, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Wait.
What?
It's a whole domino effect, because if you're miserable,
yes,
and then you make me miserable because you're miserable, and I make you miserable, we'll all be smarter.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think that happens.
No?
If I'm in a good mood and you're in a bad mood, last person I want to be around is you.
That's true.
No offense.
No, but that's true. I know
right?
exactly
And vice versa.
Like, listen.
And vice versa.
Tone it down there, buddy sunshine.
Demetri is in a rotten mood. Stay away from him, man. You don't want to be near that guy today.
Well, I have to ask you this: if you were assured that being in a cranky mood or a negative mood made you smarter, would you prefer or less likely to be taken advantage of and that sort of thing? Would you prefer to be negative?
Absolutely not.
What about you?
Be dumb as rocks. Which I am.
No, I just and I don't buy that other thing either about where if you're happy, you're this dolt that walks around and gets walked.
You know what it reminds me of is Flowers for Algernon, where anyone?
No.
Crickets. It's a story about a person.
Over my head.
All right, never mind. Go ahead.
What off?
It just reminds me of Flowers for Algernon.
Somebody out there is like, yeah, I am with her.
I hope so.
No, well,
she went to Harvard.
What were you going to say?
I went to a communications school. No, I just, you think of the mayor, just not the mayor of a city, but just like the person that's like, oh, that's the mayor. He knows everybody.
Right.
Rick Valls, for example.
Who's a photographer
our camera guy. Knows everybody.
Yeah.
Remembers a lot of things.
He's a happy guy.
He's a happy guy.
True.
And he's a smart guy.
True.
You know what? I want to hear it.
That's because he's got a lot of money.
It's hogwash. Well, yeah, man, they pay him good here.
Courtney Caligiuri, I want to throw it over to you because, would you rather be, I have to say, you have an excellent memory. They were also saying that people
But she's happy.
But she's a happy person.
So that doesn't make sense to go throw that study out the window.
You know what? Australians, they live their whole life upside down.
Exactly.
That's the only way I can
They got toilets flushed the other way.
That's because they get kicked in the head by kangaroos.
Exactly.
I'm getting a little mad now, if you can believe it. My computer keeps turning off. I have nothing. No. It's black right now. So I'm going to try and go by memory here because I do remember what we were talking about. So I don't know. But so basically we're talking about what they think. See, you guys can see it, but I can't see it. They don't believe that it's whether you're sad or mad. They do think it depends on the person. And we have a lot of comments on Facebook. I wish I could get to. They're really good. One girl was saying, ask any woman out there because she'll always remember what a guy did that made her upset, which I thought was kind of funny. Let's jump to the poll here that's on foxprovidence.com. Do you believe negative thinking can boost your memory? A, yes, it makes complete sense. Or B, no, memory's based on a person, not a mood. Okay, so here we can check out some of the Facebook comments. Patrick Rampino says, no wonder I can't remember anything. I'm always in a good mood. And Jeff Keegan says, oh, yes, when you're in a bad mood, you're prone to listen to people more just because you want to snap on someone. So you listen and remember what they say because you're so angry. But I'll be back in 30 minutes to reveal those poll results to see what you all thought. For now, we'll head into